Buddy was on the mat.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Canelo's he's okay. You know, he's a decent fighter. You know, I even said this the other day, is that I think whoever wins this fight probably moves up to possibly go fight Andre Ward. It's a possibility, right? Because since, you know, everybody wants a big payday, I think Triple G could. I think it's a tough way to move up for him. So later on in his career, but it would be something I'd like to see happen, right? Is to see him, you know, if he wins tonight, please go fight Andre Ward or call up Floyd Mayweather on national TV. Because I know Floyd, I tell you right now, in my heart, I don't think Floyd wants that fight.
Oh, no.
I wouldn't want it.
I think he is, and we got Sluggo in the chat room. I think he said it best. Floyd is past his prime. Let the young bulls sort out who's best right now. I think Floyd knows if he goes in the ring that he cannot keep up. He hasn't really been that type of slug it out, box it out type of fighter in a long time. He did what he had to do against McGregor because he wanted to put on a show, but that's not his game anymore. And I don't think he would. He's not going to risk his 50-0. Floyd is a master at business in this sport. He's trademarked 50-0. He's probably got shirts, hats. He's probably going to get one of his Lambos, strapped with it, with 50-0 all over it. He's done, but it would be great to see him get called out. But I think, to your point, DeAndre Ward fighting whoever the winner is of this fight, to me, would be big, because a lot of people try to rag on Andre Ward, saying he's not fighting the best. He fought Klovek twice, beat him both times. So it's who's up next for Andre Ward, and I think that would be great to see whoever the winner is, Triple G, to fight that Andre Ward.
Well, and that's the thing, is that, there's a lot of avenues that we can see in boxing right now. One of my guys I like is Danny Garcia, and he lost against Truman, right? It was an unfortunate circumstance, but I thought Danny Garcia, I would have loved to see him fight even a Floyd Mayweather, and it's funny how we keep going back to Floyd Mayweather's name. Floyd Mayweather right now doesn't, if he was to fight Triple G, how does he beat Triple G? He's going to have to run around that ring and and score him by points, because he doesn't have enough. I don't think he can even take his best shot and throw it at Triple G. Triple G will absorb it and just keep walking towards him. You know what I mean? And if he touches Floyd's chin, look out front row. It's going to look like a rendition of Bernard Hopkins, right? Getting knocked through the
right, exactly. So we both of us, we got Triple G, which I agree with this. Who do you think has more of a longer career? Because the title of the show is Potential versus Experience. With this fight, you got Canelo, who's fought 51 fights. You got Triple G, who's fought 37. To me, Potential is going to outwin Canelo's experience. But, I mean, how much longer could we possibly see Canelo go? He's already fought 52 fights.
True. He's younger. The thing is, tonight you have to look at the after effects. If it's brutal, which a lot of people are calling, a lot of experts are saying it's going to be a brutal fight. I think it's going to be a brutal fight, too. I think you're going to see bloodshed. Let's ask this question in 12 hours, because I'll tell you right now, if Triple G really does put the hands on him the way he's supposed to, Canelo, it's going to look bad out there. We might feel sorry for this dude. Do we not remember when Manny Pacquiao got slept in the middle of that ring? Like, he went lifeless for a bit.
Yeah.
I remember running around the house going like, yo, this man has got just punched dead square right in his chin. What does that look like? I'm not a combat fighter, but I'm not taking these punches to my face for $20 million. You know what I mean? Even for $100 million. I'm not putting my life on the line for that.
Right. True.
But as far as the longer career, in theory, it should be Canelo. But you have to look at what happens tonight, right? I feel like we're gassing this a little bit too hard, but he's gonna get hurt tonight. If he doesn't watch it, he's gonna get hurt tonight. Don't because Oscar De La Hoya, your little cheerleader in your background. I get it. He's a promoter saying, "Oh yeah, you got this fight. Don't go out there like you're brave, because Triple G is the real deal. He's the real deal Holyfield, man.
Yeah, he is. He is. So let me ask you this. Let's switch over. We're talking about Floyd. It seems like a lot, but I had to ask you this question. Do you consider Floyd the GOAT? A lot of people do. Some people don't. I think he is. I think he's proven it throughout his whole career, changing, I think, the business side of boxing as a boxer. He's completely changed it. He's completely flipped the script. But who do you see as the GOAT? Do you see Floyd as the GOAT?
I see Floyd as the GOAT, but there's this one asterisk that we have to go back. There's a lot of fighters that he ducked throughout his career, and he didn't fight some of them until he was older, or till they were older also too. He never fought a Felix Trinidad. He never fought a Antonio Margarito. He's never fought let me see who else is there. Like say Danny Garcia, Truman. I know a lot of these fights would be depending on weight classes. He fought a Manny Pacquiao later on in his career. If he would have fought Manny Pacquiao 4 or 5 years ago, when I think Manny Pacquiao was on the juice, that would have been a different fight. But Floyd, with a lot of asterisks and a lot of questions that we have to ask ourselves, he is 50-0, not having a career even being, not even a dent in his career. You have to call him the best ever to do it. You have to look at also, when was the last time Floyd even took the damage in a fight, you know? And from what I can recall and what I can remember is when he fought Sugar Shane Mosley, right? And Sugar Shane put the hands on him, and, you know, if Sugar Shane didn't act like he was scared that he punched this guy in the face, he should have stepped back and then reset and punched him again. But he kind of stood in the middle of the ring, looking at Floyd of like, oh, hey, you know, I just punched you in your face. You can hold on to me now. I'm surprised that I didn't knock you out. You know what I mean? So, right. You know, I feel Floyd has ducked a lot of opportunities where he should have took advantage of them earlier on in his career. He shouldn't have waited till he was older or the other fighters are older. But yes, you have to say it with, like I just said, you know, with the asterisk that he is the greatest. He is greatest of all time. That's another topic for another day, but he's up there. Yeah. You know, name another fighter. Name another fighter that has an unblemished career, right?
Yeah.
You know,
not one at 50-0, and yeah, but
exactly.
I agree with you on that. We wanted to see that Mayweather Pacquiao fight a while ago. When it actually happened, both of the guys were older. Both of the guys didn't have, I don't think either one of them had the same power or even the same type of abilities that they've had before. So that was later on, I think, beyond what a lot of people wanted to see. It got the big payday. People did watch it. But I think it was just so far after we really wanted to see the fight that it did kind of diminish, I think, the possibility of what that fight could have been. And I think that's what
exactly.
We also got to think about.
Exactly. And I look at it again, you know, when Floyd fought Manny Pacquiao is when I think Floyd should have fought Manny. I'm trying to go back now in my brain. Maybe when he fought Gotti would have been two, because that's when Pacquiao was probably like not even 130 still. But he should have fought, he should have fought Manny like at least 4 or 5 years ago, right? When, you know, some people believe Manny was on the juice, you know, and, you know, it's yet to be seen. You know, a lot of these fighters, you know, in boxing or, you know, or in UFC, you know, starting to cheat the system. You know, you go back to boxing, like, biggest cheat of all in boxing was Antonio Margarito when he fought Cotto. Like, he almost ended Cotto's career, you know, with the hand wraps, the illegal hand wraps, like wrapping his fists like they were cats. You know, so it's kind of like Floyd was kind of smart. He waited, because if you compare Manny from now to Manny 5 years ago, it's a different physique and a much different fighter. You know, this guy was throwing out 1,000 punches in one fight at one point in time. Like, get out of here! Who does that?
Right.
You know,
exactly. So we're talking with Rory Mitchell of the Mitchell Report Unleashed podcast, which is on SoundCloud. What is your podcast about? You know, people that are listening, hearing your voice for the first time, What can people look forward to with the Mitchell Report Unleashed?
Just truth. The type of energy that I put out on the podcast is just for everybody to find an avenue that they can turn to where, a lot of my episodes, I talk about relationship chit chat. I talk a little bit about sports. I talk about health and fitness a little bit also too. Me also being a personal trainer at the same time. But just giving giving people a lane that they can come on, listen to, be a special guest, and just showcasing of how people are in the world doing things, you know what I mean? As far as entrepreneurship, wanting to better their life and stuff like that. Because a lot of people don't have a lot of people to turn to, They think they have close people in their circle, like family and friends that, they can turn to. And sometimes, you wish those are the best people you can turn to, but sometimes, your family and your friends are the ones that envy you most when it comes to, doing certain things in life. Not everybody's going to be appreciative of you, making certain headways in your life. So that's why I decided to do the podcast from last year. And, I've been getting a lot of great reviews and, having a special guest, and hopefully have you on the show too very, very soon,
Oh yeah, I'm down. I mean, I'm listening to probably the past 5 episodes or so, and it's great stuff, man. It's sports,
man.
Like you said, fitness, relationship, going a variety of different topics, which is what I love. I love to see people, diversity, doing so many different things. So with you, you're in Canada. What's your favorite teams? What teams do you follow? I always think this is an interesting question because you don't have very many teams as we consider NFL, Major League Baseball. So what's and also NBA?
Well,
you got the Raptors.
Yeah. So me being in Canada and me being close to Toronto, I'm actually in Toronto right now. Just doing some business out here actually for my podcast. But I'm out here right now, and a lot of Canadians that I know out here, family, friends, I get a lot of razz on. For baseball, I'm a Boston Red Sox fan, right? So go Red Sox there. Oh yeah, from all the way back from Nomar Garcia-Pera, right? So when he used to play in the team about 96, 97. I'm also an avid basketball fan also too. I am a huge supporter of the Minnesota Timberwolves. That's organic, that's rich. My favorite basketball player of all time was Kevin Garnett, right? So I've never turned my back on that organization. I just couldn't say anything about the organization, but look at what they're doing right now, right? They're not a contender yet, but they're making the proper strides to becoming a household name in the NBA this season and upcoming seasons also too. Yes. Football, I don't have a favorite team, but I have a favorite player. My favorite player would be Colin Kaepernick, and we know about the scenario that's going on with that. I don't think it's right. So, if that would make me a 49er fan by default, it's not. I'm a Colin Kaepernick fan, and I stand true by the movement that he's doing. I followed him when he was playing in Nevada for college football also too. When you look at college football itself, I'm kind of like, I watch college football. I follow it to the degree that I need to, but again, I hype up on players. Hopefully the Heisman Trophy winner this year is going to be Baker Mayfield from OU, Oklahoma, the Sooners, and hopefully they'll be in the national title game too. So it'd be good to see that happen. Hockey, I'm the Rangers fan, New York Rangers, and that's really about it. I go watch a little bit of soccer too. So I cheer for, even though being black, I cheer for the Italian national team. But if you're going to talk about English Premiership, it's going to be the Liverpool team there that I support.
Okay. All right. I'm surprised you said Mayfield, though. I thought you were going to say Lamar Jackson, who's the truth right now.
You guys got to stop. No. See, you guys got to get out of there, man. Let me tell you something about Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield is Johnny Manziel 2.0. Baker Mayfield, I don't want to start ranting and raving, but I'm so big on Baker Mayfield, and whatever NFL team he decides to join, it's going to be special. That's I'm telling you, that's basically Johnny Manziel without the negative connotation behind his name. You know what I mean? Baker Mayfield's the truth, and I'm telling you, he's going to be the